Good afternoon. Welcome to the meeting. Today we're going to talk about something that is very pressing for a lot of places and a lot of agencies. And what we're actually going to talk about today is employee retention. How do we keep employees wanting to come to work and wanting to work hard for us? If we're not on this page and we're not understanding what we need to do, we're going to have a very big cycle, almost like a revolving door, of employees coming in and out very, very quickly. On the next slide, what you're going to see is you're going to see 4 points that we would like to talk about. Point number one, employer needs. We need to know and have set standards of what we are looking for as an employer, what our needs are, where we want to go, what our goals are, what we want to do, and how we're going to get there. Then as we bring employees in, we need to be actively listening to them to figure out what their desires are. If you don't know your employees' desires, how are you going to help motivate them and move them to get to a better spot, to do something better, to grow in the company, to expand, to understand? You have to understand what their desires are as well. In doing that, there's a way then to work between employer and employee in creating harmony. Harmony between the two makes things much, much smoother on a whole as they run day in and day out. And in doing this, you're going to also find that the fourth point is going to be engagement. Engaging and having engaged employees is critical today in business. If I have employees that are just coming in to sit down in a chair and collect a paycheck at the end of the week, how well do you think the business is going to be, and how long do you think I'm going to be in business? It's not going to last. We have to have engaged employees. By doing that, we listen to what their desires are. We try to match their desires as best we can with the ultimate goals of the company, which is the bottom line, what we need to happen. And then we need to create a harmony so that everybody working together knows where we're going as a whole. As you'll see on the next slide, happy employees. How many people sitting in this room today are happy as an employee at their job? Raise your hand. I can tell you I am. I absolutely love my job. I love getting up and going to work. I have harmony with my office. I have harmony with my staff. I have engagement with my staff. But I do it because I have bigger pictures and I have bigger goals in mind. Therefore, happy employees make engaged employees, make people work very, very hard to do everything that they need to do across the board. It's very interesting. You can see from each day who's a happy employee and who's not. If you walk down through a set of cubicles, you can see who's happy to be at work and who isn't. And it's always very interesting how all of that works. On the next slide, we need to talk a little bit about metrics. And metrics for employees and employers are very, very crucial in determining whether people actually leave a company quickly or if they stay around for a long time. And what I mean by metrics is, what are the goals of the company? How are they being measured? How is the performance of each employee being measured? And what are we doing to make sure that we're meeting those, or at least coming to an understanding of what we need to do to either improve the employees or improve the employer, or what we can do to make the business better? If we're not analyzing and looking at everything on a day-to-day basis, we're going to miss something. We're going to miss opportunities. Opportunities are what helps to increase money, revenue, and also helps to increase employee retention as well as harmony and engagement. On the next slide, this is what I live and die by. Any company that you have with any amount of employees, I don't care if it's 1, 2, 10, 200, 2 million, if you don't have good, solid communication, your company is going to die. Let me repeat that. Good, solid communication, or you will lose your company. People just need to know what is expected of them. We need to make sure that we are communicating with them every day. We need to make sure that we are explaining things to them. Also, we need to make sure that we're giving credit where credit is due. But also, we need to make sure that we are giving constructive criticism when that comes in as well. If we're not doing these things, we're not holding up our end, which in turn is not allowing this whole piece of metrics to be measured because we don't know where we're at. Everybody comes to work, everybody does their thing, everybody goes home, nobody knows one day to the next what's expected, what's not expected, are they doing a good job, are they not doing a good job? Human nature needs feedback. We have to communicate. We also have to remove entitlement. And I don't know about you and your companies, but I know in ours, we have had people come through that are feeling entitled. Maybe they've just graduated with a degree or something like that, and they think, okay, I've made a degree, now you're going to pay me 6 figures, and I'm going to come here, I've got it all figured out. And in the end, they really don't. Entitlement is something that will kill a company if it is allowed to just happen on a regular basis. So we need to make sure that we are not allowing that to come into the workplace. If it is coming into the workplace, we need to figure out a way to kill it quickly. On the next slide, we have to be motivators. And by that I mean, as employers, we have to be motivators. We have to motivate our staff. We have to make our staff be excited about something. We have to give them challenges. Who here doesn't like a challenge? Raise your hand. If you don't like a challenge, you need to find a rock and go back underneath it and just stay there because you're not alive. Challenges are great. Now, everybody has different aspects of challenges. There's different levels, and there's different ways to measure challenges. But people love to be challenged as long as you're doing it in the right way. If we're not challenging people, we're not motivating them, they don't get engaged. If I were to tell you right now, if you can run from this side of the room to the other side in less than a minute, I'll give you $100. Would you take me up on it? What if I said you have to now crawl that far in under 30 seconds for $200? Would you take me up on it? What if I said you had to walk on your hands to the other side of the room? I don't care how long it takes, but your feet can never touch the ground, and I'll give you $500. Some of you are saying, nope, not doing that. And that's okay. But you see, there's different levels of challenges that have to be put forth, and we have to know our audience in order to make those things work. Ground floor. Our employees on the ground floor level, they are the front line. They are what makes or breaks a company. People sometimes take for granted of that secretary that's sitting at the front desk, answering the phone all day, smiling and greeting people coming in. That is our front line. How engaged are they? If you don't have good frontline people that are engaged, working hard, and know that they're appreciated, your business is going to suffer because you're not going to see it. You need to know it. You need to trust it. I am blessed with 2 frontline people that absolutely take care of the company. They help me stay on track. They are my go-to people. They handle that everything in those trenches all day long. They are irreplaceable people when you find the right ones. So as we wrap up today, I just want to ask you, how is your ground floor? How are your people in the trenches? Are they motivated? Do they have harmony? Are they willing to be engaged? If not, we probably ought to rethink what we're doing. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.